It always weirds me out doing this from the computer nowadays.
Well, I think it sounds so much better, and you don't sound like a robot. It's crazy.
I mean, for being under the same internet, I don't get it.
Well, let's just what do you want to
Hang
talk
on.
about? Is there anything you want to talk
First,
about?
yeah, first thing, hey, we got a we got a first time fantasy winner here, folks. We got a first
Yeah.
time fantasy football winner here that we're talking to.
Thank
Uh,
you. Thank you.
what was the final score?
Let me pull it up real quick. Yeah, first time ever. First time ever playing fantasy. I got thumped last week. This week, I uh I finally got a win. Let me see what the score of that game was. I won
I,
111 to 104.
yeah, there you go. Close dub. We'll take them. We like them. We hate to lose them.
Yeah, I'll
It
take it.
was, it was funny because you were texting me, I think this weekend, you're like, I hate fantasy football.
I mean, it kept flipping. Like I kept looking at the score every so often. It's like win probability 53%. I'm like, all right, I'm in there. Then 20 minutes later, win probability 46%. I'm like, oh, dude, fantasy's the dumbest freaking thing I've ever done in my life.
But it makes Sundays even more enjoyable unless you
Yeah.
have really bad like nerves. No, it does make you piss some people off. I feel bad for Nick Chubb. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
second gruesome leg injury he's had in his career, his playing career. He had one at Georgia. Um, feel bad for him.
I do too. Did you see the alternate angle?
Yeah, where
Oof,
it's like yeah.
freaking brutal, dude. I'm glad ESPN didn't show any other replays of it
Yeah,
because.
I was too because when I seen that floating around on the internet, I was just like, ooh.
All right, well, let's go ahead and hop on into it. I did say I wanted to talk about DraftKings for a second. Um, so they had a promo where it was like you can pick which team for the Monday night game. It was the Browns and the Steelers game. You could pick a team to get into the red zone first. You could boost it by like, I don't know, 25% or something like that. So I was like, you know what? Browns are like minus 105 here. The Steelers were the favorite. So I was like, you know what? This is a random ass bet. Let's just throw it on the Browns. First play of the game, Steelers return an interception for a touchdown. They don't run a play in the red zone. They score immediately, but they did not have a play where their line of scrimmage was set up inside the red zone. Browns then, like two possessions later, go down and are in the red zone. So I'm like, oh, cash that bet. Easy peasy, easy money. I'll take it. I check and it says I lost. I'm like, what is going on here? And DraftKings, a lot of people like message them like, what is going on here? And they're like, yeah, well, Pittsburgh technically was in the red zone first because they scored. So yeah, Browns betters, you lose. Steelers betters, you win. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I only put $10 on it, but still, it's like the precedent of it. Come on. I mean, a red zone, that's not being in the red zone. Come on now, DraftKings. But I will say today, or yesterday or today, DraftKings decided, you know what? We're just going to pay everybody for that one. Our bad. So again, I was pissed, but DraftKings, they do the right thing, man. More times than not, they do the right thing. And that's why they are my favorite sports book.
And mine too.
But yeah, I was pissed off about that. I'm like, dude, what are they? That's not being in the red zone. Come on, DraftKings, get it
That's
together.
not. Yeah, that's not. The offense has to go drive down the field and be in the red zone, not the defense returning a freaking for a touchdown. Now, if the defense would have set up the offense in the red zone, bada bing, bada boom, Steelers are in the red zone. But
Exactly.
that wasn't the case here. They returned it for a touchdown.
Let's go ahead and jump on into college football from this last week. So I gave there's a lock that I gave that I thought, you know what, this team is gonna they may not win this game, but they're at least gonna keep it close. Their coach is gonna have them ready to play. It's gonna be a home game. You're playing a top 10 team at home. Illinois loses by 17 at home to Penn State, and really I mean, they scored 13 points. They scored six. They scored a touchdown in garbage time. I am absolutely over Illinois' offensive coordinator. If they fired him tomorrow, I'd be happy. I'm sick of watching. Like, if you're an offensive coordinator, I don't know how you, like, if one play doesn't succeed, why would you run the same play the next play? He does that crap all the time. And it's like, well, we ran this play, it didn't work. We're going to run it again the next play, and then the next play, and then the next. It just, I don't know if I can watch much more of Illinois football this year, dude. It's driving me nuts already, and we're only 3 games in. Penn
Oh,
State did not impress me at all.
Illinois, I feel bad, man. They had such a good year last year, and then I mean I know it's still early. It's still early, and they could turn them around. Penn State's a really good football team, so um, but yeah, I was just getting that. I didn't watch much football this week. Seeing Ohio State's offense finally showed up, finally put some points on the board. And honestly, that may have been the toughest game they've played so far is Western Kentucky. I mean, Western Kentucky could probably handle or could probably go toe to toe with IU. Western Kentucky's coming off of back-to-back 9-win seasons, I think.
Yeah, I mean 63-10. That's a pretty decent showing. Big game coming up this weekend.
I think Ohio State's ready to go, man. I think we're ready. I think we're ready for them. It'll be a big test, big road game. I think it'll be exactly how it was last year. Notre Dame defense probably be there, but I think our defense will be even better.
Lock of the week right now. Notre Dame money line. Lock it in.
Oh, you're only taking them the money line. You're not taking them the three.
Nope, taking a money line. Lock
Oh,
it in.
they're underdogs. Why would I even say that? I just, dude, I'm thinking like here's my opinion on it. I think the line's going to move in favor of Notre Dame toward Saturday. Um, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it did or got to like a point and a half either way. Like come Saturday is what I'm thinking. I just I don't know why people would take Ohio State in this game. I'm going to take them. I'll lock them in, but I don't want to lock them in as of today. I want to wait until Saturday, unless the spread goes up even higher, which I don't think it will. I really don't. I think Notre Dame's got a good football team this year. I just think Ohio State finally showing up last week and putting up points. Um, and again, our defense, what was it? 3 against IU, 7 against Youngstown State, 10 against.
Yeah.
So I mean, what's it going to be now? 4 more points, 3 more points are going to allow 13, 14. Like yeah, it's went up each game, but 3 or 4 points. Our defense has been solid, even though again we haven't played anybody worth the noting. Western Kentucky's a solid football team for their program, but at least they have been in years past anyway. Florida State barely beat Boston College. Don't know what the hell happened there. I mean, dude, Boston College lost to Northern Illinois. Here's one that here's one that had me shocked. Dude, South Florida was up 3-0 on Alabama like halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I think Alabama played their backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the point of that was.
I I didn't understand the point of it either. Like Mims, is it Mims?
I'm not sure what his name is.
Alabama's regular starter hasn't played that bad, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, their backups, dude. Like, what was the spread on that one? Probably 30 something at least, if not more.
Yeah, halftime spread was like 18. So,
You kidding me? You're my national champion this year, Alabama. Come on, man. North Carolina had a good win over Minnesota.
yep. Knew that one was coming. I locked that in. I locked Florida over Tennessee.
You did that.
Knew that was going to happen. I kind of want to talk about Colorado real quick. I took a really bad beat on Saturday night. I had a boost on DraftKings. I took Colorado State to win the game. It was paying like 10-1.
Damn.
Dude, they had it. They had it in the bag and they give up a 45-yard touchdown pass with like less than a minute to go. And then they go to overtime and Colorado wins. I'm so sick of hearing about Colorado already, dude. I am so sick. And the other thing, Illinois, that big noon kickoff, with Fox, they were supposed to be in Illinois this last week. And because Illinois lost to Kansas, they're like, we're gonna stay in Colorado. We're not traveling to Illinois for that.
Didn't Colorado play like a 10 o'clock game though?
Yeah.
Why were they there for big noon? Big noon's normally at
Because
noon.
they're scumbags, dude.
They normally go to a 12 o'clock game for their big noon kickoff.
I mean, every show, ESPN, Fox, ESPN News, ESPN2, Fox Sports One, every 60 minutes for God's sakes had Deion Sanders on the other night. I'm so sick of this already, dude.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, they almost lost to Colorado State though. Um, they got their first matchup, or their first, well, not their first matchup because they beat TCU, so that's a good win for them. But got Oregon this week, and that's going to be we're about to find out what the boys are really made of here.
I hope they get freaking dog walked, dude.
He's not going to like another lock of the week that I have.
Well, you're not gonna like a lock that I have, baby. Minus
I already don't.
21, Oregon, baby.
I already don't like one of your locks, and that's Notre Dame. Because I think Dion's going to have them ready to play this week. But anyways,
I mean,
Oklahoma.
21 points, two ranked teams, and you're a dog. 21 points. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I've never seen that many points given up when it's two, yeah, top 25 teams going head to head. So Vegas probably thinks that them beating TCU was even a fluke, you know?
It is. They're a massive fluke. They freaking beat TCU, who, yeah, they are ranked, but they're not what they were last year, obviously. And I don't even think they were that great last year. Yeah, they made the playoff, but my God, they were playing in the Big 12. And then Colorado beats Nebraska, who's been shit for 30 years. And then they beat Colorado State by the skin of their teeth with every freaking body in the crowd. Lil Wayne was there. Freaking, I think Stephen A. Smith was there, and they barely freaking win the game. Give me a freaking break, dude.
Colorado was a big fail for me. Florida State failed. State was good. Georgia failed. Oklahoma, LSU, Liberty, Appalachian State were all good.
All right, moving on to this week. I already see a lock. Wisconsin -6 at Purdue.
Should
Purdue, dog crap. Give me Wisconsin -6. Oregon -21 against Colorado. That's another lock. Utah -4.5 at home against UCLA. Lock it in. Utah, obviously the better team, top 10 team. Miami -23.5 at Temple. Temple, absolutely terrible. Barely beat Akron. Miami looks pretty decent this year. I think 24 points is going to be pretty easy for them to cover against Temple. I got two more locks, and then I'll let you run wild, brother. Georgia -41.5 at home against UAB. Georgia's got to come out and play good against somebody. And why not the UAB Blazers? I think it's going to happen. I think they win by 50 points. And then Iowa, can't stand them, but they're going to keep it within 14.5 points at Penn State. Like I said, Penn State they're not really showing me much. Total for that game's 40. It's going to be a low scoring game. So give me Iowa plus 14.5 there. And that's it for me. That's all my locks.
I thought about taking Penn State in that one, but I didn't touch it. Yeah, I have quite a bit of them here. One of them is going to be Colorado plus 21. Like I said, just think Coach Prime's going to have them. Dude, they played like shit last week. I mean, Coach Prime's got higher expectations than that. Um, I get it. I'm sick of the media behind it. Just keep it within 20, Colorado. Get beat 42-22. Coastal Carolina -6.5 versus Georgia State. Um, Georgia State's a good football team. So's Coastal. I mean, they're decent for the levels they play at. Coastal Carolina is 3-0 against the spread so far. We're gonna roll with them. Texas A&M -7.5 against Auburn. I don't like Auburn. I don't think they're that great. So we're gonna take A&M in that one. We're going to take Washington minus 20.5 against California. At least I think they're 20.5. Got these off of covers a little bit ago. Don't really know. Washington 2-0-1 against the spread. California is 2-1 against the spread. They played a couple winky dink schools or whatever. Beat Idaho by 14. I think Penix is going to just destroy them again. We got Washington State home underdog plus 2.5 against Oregon State. Oregon State, I think, is a good football team, but they haven't had an eye test like Washington State has. Washington State's already beaten Wisconsin, so Washington State might even win this game outright. I'll take the 2.5 that they got. Florida State, even though they played terrible against Boston College, I mean, gotta rock with my Heisman pick here. Minus 2.5 against Clemson. I believe it's at Clemson. I don't like Clemson this year. Florida State's my ACC champion, and we're gonna say that they are ready to play. They're gonna bounce back against Clemson here. God, we made so many locks. We're either gonna have a really good week or a really bad week here. North Carolina minus 7.5 at Pitt. I think that's going to be a blowout. Texas minus 14.5 at Baylor. Texas by 40. Oklahoma minus 14.5 at Cincy. Cincy lost to little brother Miami, Ohio. Oklahoma by 60. Texas Tech at West Virginia. West Virginia's plus 6.5. I'll take a home dog in this slate. Maryland minus 7.5 at Michigan State. Give me Maryland. Liberty, Liberty, Liberty minus 10.5 at FIU. Give me Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. App State plus 2.5 at Wyoming. I'll take the dog. And that's it, baby. I've already got Ohio State minus 3. Come on, man. Sorry, I just wanted to pick every game this week.
It's every college game. We got 162 locks this week, ladies and gentlemen. You got any D2 locks, D3 locks?
Well, dude, I can check if you want me to.
No, that's all right. We're going to move on here.
He's like, finally. 14 of them pups this week.
Move on to the NFL this week. Thursday night game. Kirk Cousins does it again. Loses in a primetime game. Eagles win 34-28.
Didn't he cover, though?
I think they pushed.
Cover that 6. Oh, was it 6?
I think it ended at 6. Maybe. I mean, I saw 6.5 at some point. So, well, one thing I want to talk about. So me and you, we did the fantasy draft. You helped me with the fantasy draft, and
oh god,
used my number 2 pick on AJ Brown. Scored 6 points.
At least you didn't waste a number 1 pick on Nick Chubb. There's fantasy owners that did that, and now he's not going to play the rest of the year.
Yeah, but AJ Brown's going to be playing, and he can't score more than 10 points.
Dude, it's week 2. They've been feeding Devontae Smith the ball. AJ will get his eventually. You've seen that he was frustrated on the sideline because he's not getting touches. I think they'll get him more involved this week, and dude, it's Devontae Smith or AJ Brown, and right now they're just feeding it to Devontae. So it'll come around. If you don't like AJ Brown, I'll trade for him. Put him on my team.
All right, moving on.
We're not talking about any other game right now, except for the only game that mattered from this week, and that was the Colts and Anthony Richardson getting his first career win, even though he didn't play other than a quarter, and I don't know. I don't even know if he made it out in the first quarter. But the Colts got the dub. Richardson got 2 touchdowns, got concussed, but Minshew Mania was running wild, brother.
I thought they looked great, but what drives me nuts is when I bet on Anthony Richardson over 41.5 rushing yards, and he's got 36, and then he has a concussion, and he doesn't play the rest of the game.
If he would have just hurried up and sprinted to the end zone and not let up, he wouldn't have got concussed.
I mean, do this back-to-back weeks, he's getting smacked in the head.
Yeah, for real. Um, I mean, he let up before he got into the end zone, though. If he would have just hurried up, that guy wouldn't have even touched him.
I'm glad they won. I am, but we got to be we got to be real here. It was the Houston Texans. It's not really saying a whole
Yeah.
lot.
I just wanted to get that one out of the way, though. We Colts finally, not finally, but we got to win. And hey, we're tied for first place in the AFC South.
Falcons beat the Packers. That surprised me. Bills destroy the Raiders 38-10. That did not surprise me. Baltimore at Cincinnati. Baltimore wins. Cincinnati not
Yeah.
looking so hot.
Yeah, I think Joey Burrow's hurt. Yeah, I mean, I tried to talk you into Baltimore, but you're all for Cincy, so
Seahawks beat Detroit in overtime. I took Detroit on the money line, so of course they can't win at home against
speaking
freaking
of
Geno Smith, who's been in the goddamn league for 12 years that hadn't done shit until last year.
speaking of Seahawks, I thought I recommended you taking a Geno Smith over a Justin Fields in fantasy.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
Dude, the Bears stink again. I'm glad I took their under in their win total. They're terrible. They're not making it anywhere. Um, dude, Fields just he doesn't progress. Like he's like stuck. Like, dude, when are you gonna be accurate? When are you gonna be a good quarterback?
I took the Bears to make the playoffs. That shit ain't happening. Huge mistake by me. They might not win a game.
They might not, dude. I mean, their offense can't get going. I don't get it.
I mean, I was watching a video on Twitter, like I mean, he's not even reading anything.
He
Like
can't
he had two guys wide open down the middle.
get open. Yep. Yep. And it's like, dude, a high schooler can make that read, man. Like, what are you doing?
So if you're a Bears fan out there, I feel bad for you, dude. I really do. All right, so moving on. Kansas City beats Jacksonville.
That game was boring as hell.
Yeah, well, 17-9. That's pretty bad. Tennessee beats the Chargers. That one actually surprised me. I don't get the Chargers, dude. Sometimes they seem like they're really good, and then other times it's like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Yep. Chargers failed me in that one. I took their spread. Uh, yeah, I don't get it. I feel like they have a lot of talent on both ends of the football, and they just I don't know, man. I feel like they should be competing with the Chiefs, not competing for a wild card spot.
Agreed. Um, Giants score 17 in the fourth quarter to beat the Cardinals 31-28. Graham Gano, my fantasy kicker, kicks the game-winning field goal.
You kept them?
Yeah, I kept him.
I had him in a fantasy league. Scored me, I think, -2 points, so I dropped him.
Yeah, yeah. There's peaks and valleys, man. You got to believe in these guys. I believed in them. I kept them.
He was
Yeah.
also questionable for week 2, so I also dropped him because I didn't think he was even going to play.
Well, I don't put that much effort into my fantasy team, so.
I, I look at it last minute and I'm like, all right, here we go.
um, Rams actually put up a fight against San Francisco. I thought the Rams were going to win that game. I think they were tied at halftime, I think, but
People were kind of pissed off about them taking that last second field goal to cover the spread.
oh, I didn't even see that.
Oh, yeah, it was 30-20 there for up until the end, and they took a field goal. And people were kind of like, I think on social media were talking about it. So
Wow. Um, yeah,
Broncos
Rams.
country. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Rams look a lot better than what they did last year. So I don't know, man. Sneaky pick right there. I think they're going to be pretty good. What were we talking about? The Broncos?
Broncos country. The ride stinks. Dude, how do you lose to the Commanders, bro?
Yeah, that's bad. Weren't they up a lot in that game too?
I thought they were up either 14. I think they were up early though, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't try and watch Broncos games. They put up 33 points, but I mean they were losing 35-27 there late, so
This was going to be my Super Bowl, dude. Cowboys and Jets.
it still could be.
The Cowboys absolutely thumped them 30-10. Cowboys look really good, dude.
The Cowboys defense, I got them in 2 out of my 3 fantasy leagues. I'm glad I got them. I think they're going to be the best defense in the league by far. They're going to carry Dak to the promised land. They got the Cardinals this week, and I'm already locking them in. I think their defense is going to score probably multiple touchdowns. I think their defense might be able to cover the spread by themselves.
Miami at New England. Miami won 24-17. I know I've talked about it before. Bill Belichick, he should probably retire after this year because Mac Jones, he's no Tom Brady. You don't have Tom Brady there to bail you out anymore. It's over, Patriots fans. It's over. Your ride, your dynasty, your great whatever 15-year run, it's over. It's done.
Their defense is there. It's just, dude, yeah, Mac Jones is not no Tom Brady. In my opinion, I would look to start that Malik Cunningham that they drafted.
You look at the AFC East all those years that the Patriots were in it, the AFC East was terrible. Now look at it. You got Miami, who's great. You have the Jets, who were going to be pretty good. And you got the Bills. Patriots are, I mean, they might be better than the Jets now, but
We're going to find out this week.
Yeah, I mean, they're just they're never going to be what they were. But they're not. It's just flash in the pan. You got a guy in the 6th round who ended up being the greatest quarterback of all time. That was your run. I hope you enjoyed it because that's it. Moving on. Saints beat the Panthers. Boring game, 20-17.
Pretty boring game on that one.
And then the other Monday night game, for some reason, 2 Monday night games.
They're doing it again this week.
I know. I don't understand why they're doing that.
I'm here for it, dude. I'm here for it.
If there was an Eastern game, like an Eastern time zone game at like 7 and then a late game at 10, I would understand it. But to kick them off an hour between one another, I don't understand that.
No, I get it because like I got to halftime at the first game and the second game was going on. And then when the first game ended, the second game was still going on. So I don't know. I was here for it and I enjoyed it.
Anything else from this last week, NFL?
Just glad the Colts won.
Say. All right, moving on. Thursday night game, we got the Giants at San Francisco. Giants plus 10.5. I'm going to take the Giants here. 10.5 points. That's a lot of points.
49ers, lock of the week, minus 10.5. I think we get a typical Thursday night blowout.
Damn. All right, next game, Colts plus 7.5 at Baltimore. Is Lamar Jackson playing?
Is Anthony Richardson playing?
Anthony Richardson is not playing. Last I heard.
Give me the Colts plus 7.5.
Yeah, I'll take the Colts plus 7.5 too. Tennessee plus 3.5 at Cleveland. Cleveland's got to show up at some point. Give me Cleveland minus 3.5.
I'll take the Titans plus 3.5. They were plus 3 last week, plus 3.5 this week. I'll take them.
Lock of the week right here. Lions minus 3 at home against the Falcons. Falcons, yeah, they beat the Packers, but Jordan Love, pretty much a rookie quarterback. Not really saying much. Lions, yeah, they lost to the Seahawks, but the Seahawks are supposed to be pretty decent this year. Yeah, I'll take Lions, lock of the week, minus 3.
I'll roll with you. I'll roll with the Lions, minus 3.
Saints, plus 2 at Green Bay. I'll take the Saints here.
Give me the Packers.
Jacksonville, minus 9.5 at home against the Texans. Another lock here. Give me Jacksonville. Houston's terrible. CJ Stroud didn't look too bad last week. He just doesn't have an offensive line. I'll take Jacksonville here. I think this one's going to be a blowout.
I mean, Jacksonville's all right, but they didn't play that great against the Colts week 1. They didn't. I'm sorry. Their offense didn't look good. Our defense outplayed them. We gave up two bad plays that completely screwed us up. And then they go into Kansas City and score a whopping. Was it even at Kansas City? It was at The Jags, wasn't it?
Yes.
They scored a whopping 9 points on their home opener. I'm sorry. Give me the Texans plus 9.5.
Dolphins minus 6.5 at home. Another lock here against the Broncos. Broncos horrendous. 0-2. 0-2 against the spread. Give me the Dolphins minus 6.5.
I want to lock that one in with you. I don't know, because it could end 30-24 or some bullshit. And if that score ends up being 30-24, I'm gonna be pissed. But I'm gonna ride with you here. I like the Dolphins ride a lot better than the Broncos.
Minnesota at home +1 against the Chargers. Both teams in a get right spot here. Minnesota's due, man. I don't believe in the Chargers. Give me the Vikings +1.
I'll take the Vikings outright in a lock. Money line outright lock. Lock them in.
Jets +3 at home against New England. I was just talking shit on them, but give me the Patriots -3.
Give me the Jets +3.
Bills -6.5 at the Commanders. Another lock here. Bills -6.5. Commanders not good.
I'm gonna roll with you again. Bills -6.5. They put it on the Raiders last week. Washington, although they beat the Broncos in a pretty high-scoring affair, that's the Broncos. This is the Bills.
Seattle -6 at home, taking on the Panthers. Give me the Seahawks -6. Panthers just they're gonna be bad.
I will also take the Seahawks -6.
Cowboys locking them in here -12 at Arizona. Arizona abysmal. Cowboys best defense in the NFL right now. Micah Parsons absolute beast. Yeah, -12, covering that easy.
Yeah, I think they do that in their sleep. I think it'll be a 40 to nothing game.
Bears +12 at Kansas City, or +12.5. This has got to be a get right game for Justin Fields. Give me the Bears +12.5.
Give me the Chiefs -12.5.
Steelers +2.5 at Las Vegas. Steelers looked good. Raiders did not look so good. Give me the Steelers here +2.5.
I'll take the Steelers in the points. Steelers will probably win this game just due to their defense alone, but I'll take them in the points here.
Monday night game. Philadelphia -4.5 at Tampa Bay. Lock it in. Philadelphia -4.5. Baker Mayfield comes back down to earth. Yeah, give me the Eagles here.
I don't know. You're not high on Baker Mayfield, but this is the most talent that Baker Mayfield's been surrounded by. Dude, the Eagles have a thing for letting teams backdoor them, and I know 4.5 is not a lot of points, but it's enough for me not to lock it in. I'll take the Eagles to cover as a pick or whatever that we do for every game, but I'm not locking them in. I'm not touching them with a 50-foot pole. I don't trust them.
Rams +2.5 at Cincinnati. Give me the Rams +2.5. Rams might win that game.
This is a team that I trust too. Give me the Rams +2.5 as a lock. Rams may win this outright. Bengals don't look good. Decided to go a little easier on you for the NFL locks and not do the whole slate.
I appreciate that. That's going to do it for us this week on the Drunk Referee podcast. Make sure you listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I wasn't able to upload to Apple Podcasts or Spotify this week. There was some glitch going on with Buzzsprout. I didn't know what was going on. So we only
probably suspended our account.
So we just uploaded to YouTube. I've done some tests. Buzzsprout is up and working again, so we will be back on Apple and Spotify this week. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We don't really post there anymore, but follow us anyways.
Don't really post there anymore, but and we're out.
And make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. That's gonna do it. We'll see you guys next week on the Drunk Referee podcast. Peace.
Bye.